Hello and welcome to this edition of EB-5 Investment Report. I'm Aimee Rios. Today we look into China's building boom bubble, what impact it may have on the EB-5 program, and whether the country will suffer a fate worse than America's economic crisis. If you build it, they will come. But in China, the old adage isn't reigning true. A recent CBS 60 Minutes report showed miles of cities lying dormant waiting for those to come, but they have not. And these ghost cities continue to haunt China's real estate market. Chinese investors make up 80% of EB-5 investors who are anxious to invest in America. Through the EB-5 program, investors can obtain a green card for them and their family members under the age of 18 if the project they invest in creates at least 10 permanent full-time jobs. Perhaps these investors feel China's bubble is about to burst and want to get out while they can. Al Rattan, President and CEO of Continental East Development and co-founder of USA Continental Regional Center, says China's real estate bubble could be good for EB-5. He says it could translate into a positive thing for EB-5 because those Chinese investors would hopefully want to move their money to a safer harbor. A pending real estate bubble can have a direct positive impact for the EB-5 regional center business. 30 years ago, China's state-controlled economy ranked number 12 in the world. Today, they are the second largest behind the United States. The quick turnaround was thanks in part to the government lifting control 15 years ago and allowing a free market which liberated the people of China to buy their own homes and invest in property. And buy they did. Real estate became the main force behind China's economy. Their emerging middle class started buying up multiple upscale apartments at a time. Like many Americans believed before our bubble burst, Chinese investors also believed property values would continue to rise, and they did. Values tripled over the years, and those who could afford it were buying up real estate faster than they could build it. The Chinese government was flipping the bill upwards of $2 trillion for the construction of new cities. And cities were being built at a rate of 12 to 14 per year to ensure continual economic growth. However, the poor were left behind. Construction of the new cities displaced the lower class, destroying rice fields that villagers depended on for their livelihood. Ironically, the new cities were being built to support the urbanization process, but the people the cities were being built for could not afford the housing. With such a building frenzy in effect, developers took out huge loans to keep up and build projects in these new cities. Families put their nest eggs into several apartments, which are too expensive for most of China's population. These investors are now watching their investment sit empty with little hope of seeing a return anytime soon. Gigantic shopping malls in these ghost cities sit eerily empty, but boast fake retail signs of what could be. In an effort to deviate from disaster, in 2011, China implemented a one-apartment buying policy, much like their one-child policy for population control. This slowed down the economy, which in turn slowed production. According to the 60 Minutes report, the bubble has since been tamed, but not without casualties. Developers are now unable to pay back those huge loans, and construction on projects has simply stopped, and investors have watched the value of their nest eggs fall. But even with the new restrictions, those who can are still buying real estate and finding their way around the number of housing units they can buy by simply buying in other cities. With the media buzz about China's real estate market, there are those who believe these claims are greatly exaggerated. That despite the slowing down of the economy, it continues to grow at a steady pace. On the other hand, some believe China is headed for a revolution that will be sparked when the bubble pops. Whether or not the bubble will burst is still unforeseen, but one thing is certain: Chinese investors are flocking to the EB-5 program in hopes of coming to America. I'm Aimee Rios, and I want to thank you for watching this edition of EB-5 Investment Report.